Have you ever wondered what truly separates successful people from everyone else? It's not luck. It's not even intelligence. It's a way of thinking. In the 1930s, author Napoleon Hill spent over 25 years studying more than 500 of the world's most successful people. People like Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and Andrew Carnegie. From all those interviews, he discovered one common truth. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This idea became the foundation of his legendary book, Think and Grow Rich. In today's video, we're going to explore all 13 principles Hill teaches and, more importantly, how you can apply them in your life to attract success, wealth, and purpose. So grab your notebook because what you're about to learn has changed millions of lives. Every great success story begins with one simple thing: desire. Not luck, not talent, not even opportunity. It all starts with a burning, almost uncontrollable desire to turn an idea into a reality. Napoleon Hill calls desire the starting point of all achievement. He says weak desires bring weak results. Just as a small amount of fire makes a small amount of heat. That means the size of your success is determined by the strength of your desire. Let's understand what that truly means. Desire is not a casual wish like, I wish I could be rich someday, or I hope I get a better job. A wish is passive. It's like sitting by the window and waiting for rain. But desire is active. It's like digging a well because you refuse to die of thirst. When your desire becomes an obsession, something magical happens. Your mind starts finding ways, people, and resources to make it real. Think about Thomas Edison. He had a burning desire to create a working light bulb. He failed over 1,000 times, yet he never saw those as failures. He said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Why didn't he quit? Because his desire was stronger than his frustration. That's the kind of burning obsession Napoleon Hill is talking about. Everything you see around you, from skyscrapers to smartphones, started as a thought in someone's mind. But thoughts don't create results unless they are fueled by emotion. And the most powerful emotion of all is desire. Hill discovered that the subconscious mind responds most strongly to emotionally charged thoughts. A mild wish won't impress your subconscious, but a burning desire will. When you truly desire something, you don't just think about it. You feel it, you visualize it, dream about it, talk about it, and plan for it. And eventually, your mind starts aligning your actions, opportunities, and energy towards achieving it. That's why Hill writes, every human who reaches the age of understanding of the purpose of money wishes for it, but only a few make it their definite purpose and plan to acquire it. Desire transforms wishful thinking into definite intention, and that's where achievement begins. To explain how powerful desire can be, Napoleon Hill shares one of the most inspiring stories in the book, the story of Edwin C. Barnes. Barnes was an ordinary man with no money, no influence, and no business experience. But he had one clear, burning desire. He wanted to become a business partner of the great inventor Thomas Edison. Sounds crazy, right? Imagine being a nobody and dreaming of being a partner to one of the greatest minds of your time. But here's what's incredible. Barnes didn't just wish for it. He decided he would do it, and he acted on that decision. He traveled by freight train with barely enough money to survive, all the way to Edison's laboratory in New Jersey. When he met Edison, he didn't say, "Can I have a job?" He said, "I came here to go into business with you." Edison later said that he saw something special in Barnes' eyes, the intensity of a man who would not give up until he succeeded. Barnes didn't become Edison's partner overnight. He started as a low-paid salesman in Edison's office, but he didn't complain. He kept telling himself, "I came here to be Edison's partner, and that's what I'm going to be." Years later, when Edison launched a new dictating machine, none of his salesmen were enthusiastic about selling it. But Barnes saw his chance. He believed in the product, sold it successfully, and made so much profit that Edison offered him a partnership. His dream became a reality, exactly as he had imagined years earlier. Hill sums it up beautifully. He thought himself into a partnership with the great Edison. He thought himself into a fortune. That's the power of definite desire backed by definite purpose. If your goal doesn't ignite you emotionally, you'll never endure the struggle that success demands. Desire gives you the strength to persist when nothing seems to work. Napoleon Hill doesn't stop at telling us to want it badly. He gives a clear 6-step formula for transforming desire into physical reality. Let's go through them carefully because these steps are life-changing if you actually practice them. Step 1. Fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Don't say, I want a lot of money. Say, I want 1 crore rupees. The mind works best with specific, measurable goals. Ambiguity kills focus. Step 2. Determine exactly what you intend to give in return. Nothing comes free. You must offer value, time, effort, skill, or service. Ask yourself, what will I contribute to earn what I desire? Success always demands an exchange of energy. Step 3. Establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money. A deadline transforms a dream into a target. It creates urgency and pushes your subconscious to act. Without a time frame, desire remains fantasy. Step 4. Create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Start with what you have. As Hill says, start right now, whether you're ready or not. Action builds momentum, and momentum attracts opportunity. Step 5. Write out a clear, concise statement of what you intend to achieve. Write it like this. By the 1st of January 2030, I will have 1 crore rupees in my possession, which will come to me through creating and selling online education programs. I will give my best energy, creativity, and service in exchange for this money. When you write your goal, it becomes real. Words have power. Step 6. Read your written statement aloud twice daily, once before bed and once after waking up. This is the power of auto-suggestion, which we'll discuss in the next chapter. When you repeat your goal daily with faith and emotion, it sinks into your subconscious mind. Over time, you begin to think, feel, and act like the person who already owns that goal.
Hill says, it is essential that you see yourself already in possession of the money. Visualization plus emotion equals subconscious programming. That's how your mind turns thoughts into reality. Now, let's look at the psychology behind this principle. Your mind has a reticular activating system, RAS, a part of your brain that filters what information to notice. If you strongly focus on a goal, your RAS begins spotting opportunities related to that goal everywhere. Ever notice how when you want to buy a certain car, you suddenly start seeing it on the road all the time? That's your RAS in action. When your desire is strong and specific, your mind starts scanning the world for ways to achieve it. You become more alert, more resourceful, and more determined. That's why Hill says, the universe seems to conspire to help those who know exactly what they want. Write and visualize daily. Make your goal visible on your wall, mirror, or phone lock screen. Repetition strengthens belief. Eliminate conflicting desires. Don't chase too many goals at once. Focus creates power. Feed your mind with purpose. Read, watch, and listen to things that align with your goal. Stay around driven people. Desire is contagious. Being around lazy or fearful people weakens it. Track your progress. Every small win reignites the fire. Reconnect with your why. When motivation fades, remind yourself why you started. Desire thrives on meaning. Let's take another inspiring example. Colonel Harlan Sanders, founder of KFC. He was 65 years old, broke, and living off a $105 Social Security check. but he had one burning desire: to share his fried chicken recipe with the world. He knocked on over 1,000 doors, pitching his recipe to restaurant owners. He faced rejection after rejection, but his desire didn't die. It grew stronger. And finally, one restaurant owner said yes. That yes led to one of the biggest food chains in history. What kept him going at an age when most people retire? Desire. The fire inside him was bigger than the obstacles outside him. Desire is emotional fuel. Without it, logic and planning mean nothing. When you really want something, you don't need constant motivation. You wake up early naturally. You stay focused. You push through failure, because your emotions are aligned with your goal. That's why Napoleon Hill begins the entire book with desire, because without emotional intensity, every other principle falls apart. Faith, persistence, planning, all depend on one thing: how badly you want it. However, Hill also warns us not all desires lead to growth. Many people desire comfort, fame, or approval, and end up chasing things that don't truly fulfill them. True desire should come from within, from your deepest sense of purpose. Ask yourself, would I still pursue this goal if nobody knew about it? If the answer is yes, that's real desire. Desire rooted in ego fades quickly. Desire rooted in purpose becomes unstoppable. Let's simplify everything Napoleon Hill is teaching here. Desire gives you direction. Belief, faith, gives you confidence. Action gives you progress. When all three align, success is inevitable. But it always starts with desire. If you don't have that first spark, the rest of the engine won't start. Napoleon Hill challenges us to look inward and ask, what do I truly, deeply desire? Because your desire is not just a feeling, it's your compass. It points you toward your purpose. Most people fail, not because they can't achieve their goals, but because they never decide exactly what they want. So before chasing success, pause and define it. What do you want? How much do you want it? And what are you willing to give for it? Write your answers. Read them every day. Feel them. Because once your desire becomes an obsession, your mind, your energy, and the universe itself start working for you. If your mind truly becomes what it focuses on, then ask yourself, what desire are you feeding your mind every single day? Are you giving it dreams that inspire you or doubts that limit you? Because in the next principle, we'll discover the one thing that transforms desire into certainty: faith. And without faith, even the strongest desire fades away. So stay tuned, because what you'll learn next could be the missing bridge between your dream and your reality. In the previous chapter, we learned that desire is the starting point of all achievement. But desire alone isn't enough. You can want something with all your heart, but if you don't truly believe you can achieve it, your mind will quietly sabotage your efforts. That's where the second principle of success comes in: faith. Napoleon Hill calls faith the eternal elixir that gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. Simply put, faith turns desire into reality. Imagine desire as the engine of a car. It provides energy. But faith? Faith is the fuel that keeps the engine running. Without faith, your goals remain words on paper. With faith, they become unstoppable momentum. Hill writes, faith is a state of mind which may be induced or created by repeated instructions to the subconscious mind. In other words, faith isn't something you either have or don't have. It's something you build by consciously training your thoughts. That's the core of this chapter. Faith isn't mystical, it's mental discipline. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. It simply believes whatever it's told, repeatedly and emotionally. If you constantly feed it fear and doubt, it accepts that and produces hesitation. But if you fill it with faith and belief, it starts creating opportunities, ideas, and confidence. It's like planting seeds in a garden. Whatever seeds you plant, weeds or flowers, will grow. If you plant thoughts like, "I can't do this, I'm not good enough, I'll probably fail," then that's exactly what your subconscious will create. But if you feed it thoughts like, "I'm capable, I'm growing stronger, I will succeed," then your subconscious starts aligning your behavior, focus, and creativity towards that outcome. So faith is not just belief in your goal, it's belief in yourself and in the process. Let's connect this with the first principle. Desire gives direction, the what. Faith gives conviction, the why and how. You can't have one without the other. Desire without faith creates frustration. Faith without desire creates confusion. Together, they form unstoppable power. Napoleon Hill tells a story about Marconi, the man who invented wireless communication, what we now know as radio. When Marconi told his friends he could send messages through the air without wires, they laughed. Some even thought he had lost his mind. But Marconi didn't care about public opinion, because his faith in his vision was absolute. He saw it in his mind, long before the world saw it with their eyes. And soon, the world's laughter turned into applause. His faith turned an impossible idea into a new era of communication. That's what Hill means when he says, faith is the only known antidote to failure. Modern psychology completely agrees with Napoleon Hill. There's a concept called the self-fulfilling prophecy. When you believe something strongly, you unconsciously behave in ways that make it come true.
If you believe you're unlucky, you notice only problems. If you believe you're capable, you notice opportunities others miss. Faith literally changes your perception of reality. That's why Hill emphasizes the importance of autosuggestion, using affirmations to train your subconscious mind. We'll explore this deeply in the next chapter. For now, just remember, your beliefs are commands to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind obeys, without question. Napoleon Hill gives us practical ways to develop faith, even if you've never believed in yourself before. Let's go step by step. 1. Affirm what you want, not what you fear. Faith grows through repetition. Every time you affirm your goal with confidence, you're strengthening the belief that it's possible. Instead of saying, "I hope I can make money someday," say, "I'm building wealth by serving others with value and creativity." Do this daily with emotion, because repetition with feeling is how the subconscious mind learns. Close your eyes and see yourself already living your goal. Feel the joy, confidence, and gratitude as if it's happening now. Why does this work? Because your brain can't distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Visualization builds emotional certainty, the foundation of faith. Hill writes, "Faith is the head chemist of the mind. When faith is blended with thought, the subconscious instantly picks up the vibration and translates it into its physical equivalent. That means what you believe emotionally, your mind works to make real physically. Faith is contagious. When you spend time with people who doubt everything, you start doubting too. But when you surround yourself with believers, achievers, and dreamers, your belief expands. That's why Hill emphasizes the importance of the mastermind group later in the book. The energy of others multiplies your own. Faith doesn't mean you never feel afraid. It means you act anyway. Every action you take in the face of fear strengthens your faith muscle. The more you act, the less fear controls you. Small victories create emotional proof, and emotional proof builds faith.
Every time you catch yourself saying something like, "I can't do this," or "What if I fail?" stop immediately. Replace it with a new statement like, "I'm learning, I'm improving, and I'll find a way." Your mind can hold only one dominant thought at a time. Make sure it's a positive one. Though Hill never used the modern term law of attraction, his ideas laid its foundation. He says that when your mind is saturated with faith and desire, you magnetize your thoughts, attracting people, circumstances, and opportunities that align with your dominant beliefs. That's why successful people often say things like, "I don't know how, but somehow things just worked out." It's not magic. It's the power of faith working through the subconscious. Faith is emotional certainty before results appear. It's believing in the unseen and acting as if it's already real. Hill says, faith is the starting point of all accumulation of riches. Faith is the basis of all miracles and mysteries which cannot be analyzed by the rules of science. Hill also talks about two levels of faith. Faith in yourself, belief in your own ability to think, act, and persist. Faith in the infinite intelligence, trust in a higher universal power that guides you. He calls it infinite intelligence, what many today might call the universe, God, or the subconscious field of energy. When you combine these two, you stop worrying about how everything will work out. You just know it will, because your belief directs your mind and your environment toward it. Henry Ford once said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." That single sentence summarizes the entire principle of faith. When Ford wanted to produce the V8 engine, his engineers told him it was impossible to build. But Ford said, "Build it anyway." They tried and failed for months. Still, Ford insisted, "Produce it." Finally, after persistence and faith, they succeeded. It wasn't just engineering, it was Ford's unwavering belief that made the impossible possible. Faith transforms vision into reality by refusing to accept limitations. Hill identifies fear as the greatest enemy of success, and faith as its only antidote. You can't think clearly or act boldly when you're trapped by fear. He lists 6 basic fears that hold most people back. Fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health, fear of loss of love, fear of old age, and fear of death. These fears create doubt, and doubt kills action. But faith dissolves fear because it gives you something stronger to focus on: possibility. You can't be afraid and faithful at the same time. Choose faith, and fear fades away. Napoleon Hill gives us simple but powerful habits to cultivate faith. Read your goal statement aloud twice a day, morning and night, with full emotion and belief. Affirm your confidence. Say, "I have the power to achieve my definite purpose in life." Visualize success for 5 minutes daily. See, feel, and believe that your goal is already real. Reject negativity. Never allow fear-based talk or gossip in your mind. Keep gratitude lists. Faith grows when you focus on what's already working. Over time, these small actions reprogram your subconscious mind for confidence and achievement. Modern neuroscience supports what Hill taught nearly a century ago. When you visualize your goal with emotion, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical that rewards success. Your mind begins to feel as if you've already achieved the goal, making you more motivated to take action. In short, faith changes not only your thinking, but your biology. It rewires your brain to focus on growth, resilience, and creativity. Actor Jim Carrey is a perfect modern example of faith in action. Before he was famous, he used to drive to the Hollywood Hills, park his car, and visualize success. He even wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, dated 5 years in the future. He carried that check in his wallet every day, believing that somehow it would become real. And years later, just before that date arrived, he earned $10 million for the movie Dumb and Dumber. That's not coincidence. That's faith in motion. Faith turns imagination into experience. However, Hill warns us not to confuse faith with mere wishing. Faith without action is delusion. Faith with action is power. You can't just say affirmations and expect results. You must combine them with consistent, intelligent effort. Hill says, faith without action is dead. Action that is not backed by faith is futile. In other words, believe first, then act boldly. Your results will always mirror your level of belief. Faith is more than positive thinking. It's a deep, emotional certainty that success is inevitable. It's what makes people keep moving forward when everyone else quits. It's what turns failure into feedback and obstacles into stepping stones. Faith gives you vision when the path is dark. It gives you courage when the world doubts you, and it gives you strength to persist until your dream becomes real.
Remember this, your outer world will always reflect your inner faith. If you want to change your life, change what you believe. If your faith truly has the power to shape your reality, then ask yourself, what are you choosing to believe about yourself today? Do you believe that your dream is possible? Do you believe that you deserve success? Because in the next chapter, we'll uncover the tool that programs your faith and transforms belief into behavior. A tool Napoleon Hill calls autosuggestion, the art of reprogramming your subconscious mind for success. And once you master it, your mind will never work against you again. In the first principle, we learned that desire is the starting point of all achievement, the seed of success. In the second, we discovered that faith gives life to that desire, the belief that transforms dreams into action. Now, in this third and crucial step, Napoleon Hill introduces the tool that connects desire and faith together, the power of autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is how we communicate directly with the subconscious mind, shaping our beliefs, our confidence, and ultimately our destiny. It's not magic, it's not superstition, it's mental conditioning, the process of training your subconscious to work for you, not against you. Napoleon Hill defines autosuggestion as the agency of communication between that part of the mind where conscious thought takes place and that which serves as the seat of action for the subconscious mind. In simple terms, autosuggestion is self-talk, the messages you repeatedly send to yourself, silently, thousands of times a day. And your subconscious mind listens to every word. The truth is, whether you know it or not, you are already practicing autosuggestion. The question is, are you using it to build yourself up or tear yourself down? To understand autosuggestion, we first need to understand how the subconscious mind works. Hill describes the subconscious as a fertile garden. Whatever seeds you plant, whether success or failure, courage or fear, the soil accepts them and helps them grow. The subconscious doesn't judge or analyze. It doesn't question your statements. It simply takes orders and acts accordingly. If you constantly say, "I'm not lucky, I'll never be rich, I can't do this," your subconscious accepts it as truth and starts shaping your reality to match those beliefs. But if you fill it with confident, success-oriented statements, "I'm capable, I'm deserving, I'm building wealth every day," then your subconscious becomes your ally, helping you notice opportunities, take action, and attract circumstances that align with your beliefs. Autosuggestion is how you give those orders. It's how you write the script your subconscious mind performs every day. Your conscious mind is like the captain of a ship. Your subconscious is the crew. The captain gives commands, but it's the crew that actually steers the ship. If the captain gives no clear orders or gives wrong ones, the crew will drift aimlessly. Autosuggestion is about giving clear,
consistent instructions to your subconscious mind so it knows exactly what to do. Hill explains that thoughts mixed with emotion, faith, love, enthusiasm are far more powerful than thoughts delivered coldly. So when you use autosuggestion, emotion is the fuel. You must feel the words you speak. You must believe them even before they are real. That's the key difference between empty affirmations and true autosuggestion. Napoleon Hill gives us a practical formula for mastering autosuggestion, a mental exercise that, when practiced daily, reshapes your entire mindset. Let's break it down. Step 1. Write a clear statement of your goal. You can't influence your mind with vague wishes. The subconscious responds only to clear, specific, definite instructions. Write down exactly what you want in precise detail. For example, I will earn 10 Yak rupees by December 31st, 2025 through my YouTube education business by consistently creating valuable content that helps people grow. Be specific about the amount, the timeline, and the method. Hill says, read your written statement aloud twice daily, once just before retiring at night, and once after arising in the morning. As you read, see and feel yourself already in possession of the money. This is not just about repetition, it's about emotional repetition. When you read your statement, see it in your mind and feel the joy of already having it. This is how you send the message to your subconscious in a language it understands, emotionally charged images. The more vivid the visualization, the faster the belief forms. A statement without feeling is just noise, but when you charge it with faith, it becomes power. You must read your goal statement with complete emotional conviction, as if you're already living it. For example, instead of reading like a robot, I will earn 10 lakh rupees by December 31st, say it with feeling. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm earning 10 lakh rupees doing what I love. Every day, my audience grows, my value increases, and success flows to me. Do you feel the difference? That's autosuggestion in action. Hill emphasizes that emotion is the bridge between your conscious and subconscious mind. Words alone are weak, but words mixed with emotion penetrate deeply. That's why negative emotions, fear, doubt, anger, also work powerfully through autosuggestion. When you say, I'm scared, or this will never work, with strong emotion, you're programming your subconscious with failure just as powerfully as success. The subconscious doesn't care whether your emotion is positive or negative, it just obeys. So the goal is to consciously feed it emotions of faith, enthusiasm, and confidence. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine two people applying for the same opportunity. The first person says to himself, I probably won't get this, I'm not that experienced. The second person says, I'm fully prepared, I bring real value, I deserve this chance. Both people send messages to their subconscious. Both act according to those messages. The first walks in timid, uncertain, apologetic. The second walks in confident, calm, and compelling. Same skill level, different inner programming, different outcome. That's the power of autosuggestion. It subtly shapes your posture, tone, attitude, and energy, all of which influence how the world responds to you. Many people say affirmations, but few see results because they skip the essentials. Hill reveals the common mistakes. They speak without emotion. The subconscious ignores lifeless words. They don't believe it's possible. If your conscious mind rejects the statement, it won't penetrate deeply. They quit too soon. Autosuggestion requires repetition, daily for weeks or months. They focus on what they don't want. Saying, I don't want to be poor, still focuses on poverty, and the subconscious obeys that image. Instead, focus on what you do want. Say, I'm building wealth every day. That's a command your mind can follow.
Today, neuroscience fully supports what Hill taught almost a century ago. When you repeat thoughts or affirmations, your brain strengthens neural pathways, connections that make those thoughts automatic. It's called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself through repetition. Every time you repeat a positive affirmation with emotion, you're literally rewiring your brain to think and act in alignment with success. So yes, autosuggestion is not just philosophy, it's mental programming backed by modern science. Number 1, Thomas Edison. Edison failed over 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Each failure could have made him quit, but his internal self-talk was unshakable. He said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's autosuggestion, turning setbacks into steps forward through controlled self-talk. Number 2, Muhammad Ali. The boxing legend was a master of autosuggestion. He famously said, "I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was." He programmed his subconscious with confidence until it became true. His words shaped his identity, and his identity shaped his destiny. Oprah often says that her life changed when she stopped speaking in terms of lack and started affirming abundance. She said, "You become what you believe, not what you wish for." That's Napoleon Hill's philosophy in modern form. Autosuggestion turned her belief into a billion-dollar empire. Encourage your viewers to practice this daily routine. Here's a ready-made script they can use. I'm capable. I'm confident. Every day, I'm moving closer to my goals. Opportunities are attracted to me because I think, act, and believe with purpose. I'm grateful for my progress, my growth, and my success. Tell them to repeat it every morning and night in front of a mirror with full emotion. Within weeks, they'll feel the shift. More confidence, more clarity, and more motivation. Every thought you impress upon your subconscious becomes a cause, and every result in your life is the effect. If you don't consciously choose your thoughts, your environment will choose them for you, and you'll live by default, not by design. Autosuggestion puts you back in control of the cause, your inner conversation. It's how you become the author of your own mental script. Napoleon Hill provides a precise 6-step method, a daily exercise for mastering autosuggestion. Fix in your mind the exact amount of money or goal you desire. Determine what you will give in return. Time, effort, skill, value. Set a definite date for achieving it. Create a clear plan and begin immediately. Write a concise statement of all the above. Read it aloud twice daily, morning and night, with full belief and emotion. This isn't a maybe it'll work exercise. Hill insists if you do it faithfully, it will transform your thinking. And since your thoughts shape your behavior will shape your results. Hill warns us, even if you practice positive autosuggestion, your progress can be sabotaged if you constantly expose yourself to negative influences. That means avoid gossip and pessimism, limit exposure to fear-based news or toxic people. Replace complaint with gratitude. Surround yourself with people who talk possibility, not limitation. Your environment is an echo of your inner voice. Guard both carefully. Napoleon Hill tells the story of a salesman who struggled to make sales despite hard work. He decided to apply autosuggestion by repeating, "I'm attracting ideal clients every day. I'm confident, persuasive, and my clients love doing business with me." He practiced this daily, morning and night, with deep emotion. Within weeks, his confidence grew. He spoke differently.
He smiled more. He started closing deals easily. Nothing changed in the market, only his mindset did. That's the quiet magic of autosuggestion. Your life moves in the direction of your dominant conversation with yourself. If you speak limitation, you live limitation. If you speak expansion, you live expansion. The words "I am" are the most powerful words in existence because whatever follows them becomes your truth. Say, "I am tired," you feel tired. Say, "I am energized," your body responds accordingly. Say, "I am successful," your subconscious begins to create that reality. Your inner dialogue is your life's blueprint. So make it inspiring, not discouraging. Morning routine. Right after waking, repeat your goal statement with emotion. Visualize success. Evening routine. Just before sleep, repeat it again. This is when your subconscious is most receptive. Use reminders. Write affirmations on sticky notes, wallpapers, or journals. Meditate with affirmations. Combine deep breathing with repeated positive statements for deeper impact. Record your voice. Record your affirmations and listen to them while traveling or before bed. Over time, this daily mental diet reprograms your subconscious to expect success, not doubt it. Napoleon Hill reminds us that knowledge alone is not power. Knowledge becomes power only when organized and directed through definite plans of action and applied through autosuggestion. It's not enough to know what to do. You must condition your mind to believe you can do it until belief becomes automatic. That's when the magic happens. Let's connect everything we've learned so far. Desire creates the vision. Faith gives you belief. Autosuggestion programs your belief into habit. When these three work together, you become unstoppable. Your subconscious becomes a magnet for opportunity. Your inner voice turns from "I can't" to "I will." And once that happens, nothing external can hold you back. Napoleon Hill's greatest insight here is simple but profound. You have the power to control your own mind. Through autosuggestion, you can influence it in any direction you choose. Most people never use this power. They let random fears, opinions, and doubts write their inner script. But the successful ones, they take control. They write their own story. They talk to themselves with purpose, and over time, their subconscious makes it all real. Remember, your outer success is a reflection of your inner conversation. Change your words, change your belief, change your world. If your thoughts are the seeds of your destiny and autosuggestion is the tool that plants them, then ask yourself today, what are you telling your mind every day? Are you programming success or are you programming limitation? Because in the next chapter, we'll explore the mastermind principle, the secret force that multiplies your autosuggestion by surrounding you with minds that elevate yours. It's the difference between growing alone and growing exponentially. In the last chapter, we explored the power of autosuggestion, how our thoughts and words program the subconscious mind to attract success. Now, we move to a principle that multiplies that inner power through connection with others, a principle that Napoleon Hill calls one of the most important keys to lasting success. It's the power of the mastermind, the coordination of knowledge and effort between two or more people who work together in harmony toward a definite purpose.
Napoleon Hill defines it this way. The mastermind principle consists of an alliance of two or more minds working in perfect harmony for the attainment of a definite purpose. Simply put, it's a partnership of minds united by purpose and belief. But this isn't just teamwork. It's something deeper, something energetic, even spiritual. Hill says that when two or more people come together with a shared goal, a third invisible force is created, an energy greater than the sum of its parts. That invisible energy is the mastermind. Think of it like a battery. One cell has limited power, but when several are connected in harmony, their combined energy multiplies. That's what happens when minds unite in perfect coordination. Ideas expand, confidence grows, and power increases beyond measure. Hill explains that no individual has ever achieved great success alone. Every great achievement is the result of a mastermind alliance. Henry Ford had Thomas Edison, Harvey Firestone, and other innovators in his circle. Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest men in his time, credited his entire fortune to his mastermind group, a network of 50 men who helped him plan, create, and execute his ideas. Even Napoleon Hill himself formed mastermind alliances with successful people while researching this book for over 20 years. The principle is universal. Whenever two or more people come together with harmony and shared purpose, they create power that can't exist alone. Hill describes this as a psychic or spiritual phenomenon, but modern science offers a practical explanation too. When you collaborate with like-minded people, your brainwave patterns synchronize, a process called neural entrainment. You literally begin to think on the same frequency. This shared mental energy increases creativity, clarity, and motivation. In short, the right environment amplifies your intelligence. That's why 1 hour of brainstorming with inspired minds can be worth more than a month of solo effort. The mastermind multiplies mental power just like electricity multiplies light. Hill explains that there are two aspects of the mastermind alliance. Economic aspect, combining knowledge, resources, and effort to achieve material success. Spiritual aspect, the mysterious connection that arises when minds are united in harmony, creating an unseen force of inspiration and intuition. The economic aspect is what we see: teamwork, planning, strategy. The spiritual aspect is what we feel: the surge of new ideas, breakthroughs, and sudden insights that seem to come from nowhere. Hill believed this invisible connection is the bridge between human intelligence and infinite intelligence, the universal source of ideas. When harmony exists among people, that infinite intelligence flows more freely through them. That's why he called the mastermind the greatest power known to man. Let's be honest, nobody succeeds alone. No matter how talented, motivated, or intelligent you are, your knowledge and energy are limited. The mastermind principle helps you expand those limits by connecting with others who complement your strengths and fill your gaps. It provides 3 priceless benefits: knowledge and experience, access to new perspectives, expertise, and wisdom, accountability. Others help you stay disciplined, motivated, and focused, and emotional support, encouragement when things get tough, and honest feedback when you lose clarity. In other words, a mastermind group becomes your mental environment for growth. If you surround yourself with dreamers and doers, you'll start thinking and acting like one too. If you surround yourself with doubters and complainers, you'll start sinking to their level too. That's why Hill warns, no man can succeed in a line of endeavor which requires the cooperation of others without forming a mastermind. Now, how can you apply this principle practically in your life? Hill gives clear guidance for forming your own mastermind alliance. Let's go step by step. You can't build a mastermind around confusion. Your group must unite around a specific purpose or mission. Ask yourself, what do I truly want to achieve? Wealth, business growth, creative excellence, personal transformation? Be clear.
Your clarity becomes the compass of the group. This is crucial. Your mastermind members must be positive and trustworthy, skilled or knowledgeable in useful areas, emotionally supportive, willing to both give and receive ideas. Hill warns that even one negative or egotistical person can destroy the harmony of the group. The mastermind thrives on cooperation, not competition. Each member must genuinely want success for others as much as for themselves.
Hill recommends meeting regularly, weekly or bi-weekly, to exchange ideas, share progress, and brainstorm solutions. These meetings should be focused and structured. Review each member's goals, discuss challenges and insights, share feedback and support, and with clear next steps. Consistency keeps the mental energy of the alliance alive. Harmony is the soul of the mastermind. Once conflict, jealousy, or ego enters, the alliance loses its power. That's why communication, respect, and empathy are essential. If harmony fades, the invisible energy connection breaks. Hill writes, "Harmony in thought and purpose is the nucleus around which the mastermind principle can be successfully applied." A mastermind is not about taking, it's about giving value. Bring your energy, ideas, and encouragement to every meeting. The more you contribute, the more the group's energy contributes to you. This is the law of reciprocity in action. What you give always returns multiplied. 1. The brain trust of Franklin D. Roosevelt. President Franklin D. Roosevelt surrounded himself with a team of the brightest advisors, economists, lawyers, and policy experts during America's Great Depression. They met regularly to discuss ideas, debate solutions, and form strategies to rebuild the nation's economy. This alliance of brilliant minds, known as the Brain Trust, became one of the most effective mastermind groups in history. Together, they led the U.S. toward recovery. 2. The Wright brothers. Orville and Wilbur Wright were not engineers by formal education. They were bicycle mechanics with an obsession for flight. Their mastermind partnership worked because of one thing: perfect harmony. They shared the same vision, complemented each other's strengths, and worked relentlessly together. Their mental alliance produced one of the greatest inventions in human history: the airplane. 3. The vagabonds, Ford, Edison, and Firestone. Napoleon Hill mentions the friendship between Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and Harvey Firestone. These three industrial titans often traveled together, discussed ideas, and shared knowledge across industries. Each brought a unique perspective: Ford in manufacturing, Edison in innovation, Firestone in production. Their collaboration resulted in massive advances in American industry. This was a living mastermind, power multiplied through harmony. 4. Modern example: Steve Jobs and Apple's creative team. Steve Jobs may have been a visionary, but his real strength lay in forming a mastermind of creative geniuses, designers, engineers, marketers, who shared one definite purpose: to build products that change the world. Their harmony of vision and belief created breakthroughs like the iPhone, iPad, and Mac. That's the mastermind principle alive in the modern age. Hill says the mastermind principle creates an invisible third mind. Let's break that down practically. When you talk to another person who shares your dream, you express your ideas. They respond with theirs. Both minds merge, creating new thoughts that neither of you could have formed alone. That's synergy. 1 + 1 = 3. The combined intelligence, emotion, and focus form an entirely new level of creative power. That's why after mastermind meetings, people often feel inspired, recharged, and full of new ideas. It's mental electricity. Hill believed the mastermind taps into what he called infinite intelligence, a universal energy source of ideas. When harmony and faith exist among members, this infinite intelligence flows through them like current through a wire. That's when inspired ideas, those flashes of genius that seem to appear from nowhere,
begin to emerge. It's as if the group becomes a channel for higher creativity. And that's why Hill said the mastermind is not just a tool, it's a spiritual law. Most people fail to harness the mastermind principle because of one of these three reasons. Ego, they want to be the smartest person in the room. Fear, they're afraid to share ideas or collaborate. Negativity, they complain, criticize, or compete instead of creating. But success requires humility, openness, and positivity. As Hill says, no two minds ever come together without thereby creating a third, invisible, intangible force, which may be likened to a third mind. If you want access to that power, you must be open to learning and willing to work in harmony. You don't need to be a billionaire to create a mastermind. Start small. Gather 2 to 4 like-minded people who share a clear purpose. Meet weekly, in person or online. Focus on growth, accountability, and ideas. Avoid gossip, comparison, or complaint. Over time, you'll notice your confidence and creativity multiply. Your network becomes your net worth, mentally, emotionally, and financially. Hill also emphasizes that a true mastermind acts as a shield against fear, doubt, and negativity. When life challenges you, your group uplifts you. When you lose faith, they remind you of your purpose. When you doubt yourself, they reflect your strength back to you. That's the emotional magic of a mastermind. It keeps your belief alive when your own energy fades. Here's an affirmation you can include in your video for your audience. I attract people who align with my vision and values. Together, we grow, create, and achieve more than we ever could alone. I am surrounded by minds that uplift, inspire, and multiply my success. Encourage viewers to repeat this daily to set the intention of attracting their own mastermind circle. When you form a mastermind, it doesn't just change your life, it changes the world around you. Each member becomes stronger, wiser, and more capable of serving others. That energy spreads outward, improving families, businesses, and communities. That's how movements are born. Every revolution in history started with a few minds united by one purpose. That's the mastermind principle in its purest form. Napoleon Hill's message here is simple yet profound. No individual may have great power without availing himself of the mastermind. Your potential alone is limited, but when you merge your mind with others who share your purpose, you tap into unlimited potential.
A true mastermind group becomes your source of wisdom, confidence, and power, a living force that guides you toward greatness. Remember, the world's greatest achievements are never solo acts. They are symphonies of unified minds playing in harmony. If one mind can create success, and 2 or more united minds can multiply that success infinitely, then ask yourself today, who is in your mastermind? Are you surrounded by people who lift you higher, or those who pull you down? Because in the next chapter, we'll explore how to tap into your imagination, the creative workshop of the mind where every great plan is born. And once you learn how to combine imagination with your mastermind, you'll hold the blueprint to unlimited creation. In the previous chapter, we explored the mastermind, how surrounding yourself with like-minded people multiplies your power and turns thought into results. Now we move to one of the most fascinating and powerful principles in Napoleon Hill's philosophy, imagination, the very workshop of the mind. It's where ideas are born, dreams are shaped, and success begins its journey from the invisible world of thought into the visible world of reality. Napoleon Hill defines imagination as the faculty of the mind which can create ideas, plans, and purposes and give them form. In simple words, imagination is the mental workshop where you design your future before you build it in reality. Every invention, every fortune, every achievement started as a simple idea, a spark of imagination in someone's mind. The airplane began as an image in the minds of the Wright brothers. The light bulb existed first in Edison's imagination.
The smartphone began as a dream of connecting the world in Steve Jobs' vision. All progress begins with imagination. Hill says man's only limitation, within reason, lies in the development and use of his imagination. That means your creative power determines your success far more than your resources or education. Hill divides imagination into two distinct types: synthetic imagination and creative imagination. Let's explore both in detail. 1. Synthetic imagination, the rebuilding mind. Synthetic imagination is the ability to rearrange old ideas, concepts, or plans into new combinations. It doesn't create something new out of nothing. It modifies existing ideas into improved or different forms. For example, when Henry Ford invented the automobile, cars already existed, but Ford reorganized known concepts, the assembly line, interchangeable parts, and efficient labor into a new system that made cars affordable for everyone. That's synthetic imagination, the power to take what already exists and reshape it to serve a new purpose. You use synthetic imagination every time you brainstorm, adapt, or innovate within existing limits. It's the imagination of improvement. 2. Creative imagination, the channel to infinite intelligence. Creative imagination is a deeper, more mysterious power. Hill calls it the direct link between the human mind and infinite intelligence, a channel through which new ideas, hunches, and inspirations are received. It's where genius originates. It's not controlled consciously. It operates when your subconscious mind is stimulated by emotion, faith, or desire. Think of moments when ideas just come to you. In the shower, while walking, or right before sleep. That's creative imagination at work. Hill believed this faculty connects your mind with the universal source of knowledge, a field of intelligence that holds all answers. That's why he wrote, "All great leaders become great because they develop the faculty of creative imagination." Creative imagination gives birth to original ideas that can change the world. Napoleon Hill states something profound. Ideas are the beginning points of all fortunes. Wealth doesn't begin with money. It begins with an idea powered by desire and made real through faith and action. Every millionaire, every creator, every leader first saw their success in their mind before it appeared in their life. That's the law of imagination. You must first see the picture vividly and repeatedly before it can exist in the physical world. Hill reminds us that the greatest wealth makers are not those who work hardest with their hands, but those who think most creatively with their minds. So if you want to grow rich, start training your imagination. Now let's get practical. Here are Hill's key methods to activate your imagination and use it to design your destiny. 1. Create a clear picture of your goal. You can't imagine success vaguely. You must see it vividly, every detail, every emotion, every sensation. Close your eyes and ask, what does my dream life look like? Where am I living? How do I feel when I achieve it? Who is around me? Write it down. Visualize it daily until it becomes real in your mind, because the subconscious mind cannot distinguish between imagined and actual reality. It simply accepts what you repeatedly feed it. That's how imagination becomes power. 2. Use autosuggestion to fuel your images. In the last chapter, we discussed autosuggestion, the repetition of words and affirmations to influence the subconscious mind. Now, combine it with imagination. Don't just say your affirmations, see them happening, feel them as true. For example, I am building a successful business that inspires people globally. Visualize the office, the clients, the impact, the satisfaction. This combination of autosuggestion and imagination transforms thoughts into faith, and faith into action. 3. Expose your mind to new ideas. Your imagination can only work with the material you give it, so feed it well. Read books, meet creative people, travel, watch documentaries, explore different subjects. Each new experience gives your mind raw materials for new connections and insights. As Hill puts it, ideas are like seeds. They need rich soil to grow. Feed your imagination, and it will feed your fortune. 4. Set aside time for creative thinking. Schedule quiet time to let your mind wander freely. Many successful people dedicate 15 to 30 minutes daily just for imaginative thinking, without distractions. Use that time to ask questions like, what new ways can I solve this problem? Or what can I create that helps more people? Or how can I improve what already exists? In this relaxed state, creative ideas often surface, because when the mind is calm, inspiration flows. 5. Keep a journal of ideas. Write down every idea that comes, no matter how small or strange. Hill reminds us that the human mind forgets easily, and the smallest idea today could become a $1 million plan tomorrow. Many great inventors and entrepreneurs like Edison or Richard Branson kept notebooks filled with half-formed thoughts that later evolved into groundbreaking projects.
Your imagination needs a home. That's your journal. 6. Combine imagination with action. Hill emphasizes that imagination alone is useless without action. Ideas have no value until they are turned into plans and implemented. Ideas are intangible forces, but they have the power to move the world when put into definite plans backed by definite desire. So, after generating ideas, test them, refine them, take small actions to bring them closer to reality. Imagination is the architect, but you must be the builder. Let's look at real-world examples of people who turned imagination into wealth and impact. 1. Thomas Edison, the Wizard of Menlo Park. Edison famously said, "I never failed once. I just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His imagination gave birth to over 1,000 inventions, including the light bulb and phonograph. But more importantly, he visualized every invention in his mind before building it. He imagined the end result so clearly that the path revealed itself through persistence. That's imagination in action. 2. Walt Disney, the dreamer who built worlds. Walt Disney was fired from his first job because his boss said he lacked imagination. Yet his creative vision transformed entertainment forever. Disney imagined entire worlds, castles, characters, music, emotions, long before the first film reel rolled or theme park opened. He said, if you can dream it, you can do it. That's pure Hill philosophy, imagination backed by faith. 3. Elon Musk, the modern-day visionary. Elon Musk imagined electric cars when the world laughed at the idea. He imagined reusable rockets when experts said it was impossible. Now, Tesla and SpaceX are multi-billion-dollar revolutions. Musk's imagination wasn't fantasy, it was a blueprint of the future. Your imagination is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it grows. Here's how to train it daily. Visualize your goals each morning. Ask what-if questions about your problems. Engage in creative hobbies like writing, drawing, or brainstorming. Spend time with imaginative people who inspire new thinking. Over time, your imagination becomes sharper, and new ideas begin to flow naturally. Just as imagination can create success, it can also create failure if used wrongly. If you constantly imagine fear, failure, or doubt, your subconscious accepts those images too. You'll unconsciously attract the very situations you fear. That's why Hill insists on using imagination consciously
to visualize positive outcomes and opportunities, never fears. You are the director of your mental movie. Make sure the script is one you want to live. Imagination is the bridge that connects desire to action. Desire gives direction, the what. Faith gives the belief. The imagination gives the plan, the how. Once your imagination designs the plan, your subconscious begins attracting the people, ideas, and resources needed to make it real. That's not magic, it's psychology. What you focus on expands. You don't have to be an inventor to use this principle. Here are a few everyday examples. Entrepreneurs use imagination to see gaps in the market. Students use imagination to visualize exam success. Athletes use imagination to mentally rehearse performance. Artists use imagination to transform emotion into creation. Whatever your field, imagination is your inner compass. You can guide your audience with this short exercise. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine your goal vividly. See yourself achieving it. Feel the excitement, the pride, the gratitude. Hold that picture for 30 seconds. That image you just saw, that's your future taking shape. Encourage your viewers to repeat this visualization daily. Because repetition turns imagination into belief and belief into results. Hill writes, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." This line summarizes the essence of imagination, the power to conceive and believe ideas strong enough to bring them to life. Imagination is the workshop of the mind. It turns thoughts into plans. There are two types: synthetic, rearranging old ideas, and creative, receiving new ideas. All riches begin with an idea. The bigger your imagination, the bigger your opportunities. Feed your mind new experiences to keep imagination alive. Combine imagination with faith and action to turn dreams into reality. Use visualization daily. See your goals as already achieved. Guard your imagination against fear and negativity. Your imagination is the architect of your destiny. It's the divine tool that separates humans from all other creatures. Use it wisely, not for escape, but for creation. Because every great success story begins with someone daring to imagine what didn't yet exist. As Hill says, the imagination is literally the workshop wherein are fashioned all plans created by man. If everything that exists was once only imagined, then what possibilities are waiting inside your imagination right now? Are you using it to build your dream or to replay your doubts? In the next chapter, we'll explore how to organize your imagination and ideas into definite plans of action, the step where your dream begins to take physical shape. Get ready for Principle 6, Organized Planning, the crystallization of desire into action. In the last chapter, we discovered how imagination gives birth to ideas, the mental blueprint for success. But ideas alone are not enough. Napoleon Hill now takes us to the next vital step, turning imagination into organized action. Because dreams without a plan remain just dreams. And that's where this principle comes in. Organized planning, the bridge between thought and reality. Hill writes, "You have a definite goal. You have a burning desire. Now you must organize that desire into plans and carry those plans into action." Let's break it down, step by step. Desire gives you the what. Faith gives you the belief. The imagination gives you the idea, but only planning gives you the method. Without a clear plan, even the strongest desire loses direction. With a plan, energy becomes purpose, and purpose becomes progress. Hill observed during his 25 years of research that every successful person was a planner, not just a dreamer. Henry Ford had detailed blueprints for mass production. Thomas Edison kept meticulous records of experiments. Andrew Carnegie built step-by-step strategies for growth. Luck didn't make them rich, organization did. Hill outlines a structured process that turns an abstract goal into a living plan of action. Let's walk through each step and how to apply it in your own life. Step 1. Form your mastermind alliance. No plan succeeds in isolation. You need the collaboration and knowledge of others. Hill says, no individual has sufficient experience, education, or knowledge to ensure success without the cooperation of other people. Gather a group of individuals who complement your skills, your mastermind team. Share your goal, discuss ideas, assign roles. The collective wisdom of this alliance ensures your plan is both realistic and powerful. Think of it like building a house. You're the architect, but you need engineers, builders, and craftsmen to bring it to life. Step 2. Create a concrete plan. Now it's time to write your plan down in detail. Hill emphasizes writing because it transforms a wish into a commitment.
Ask yourself, what exact steps must I take to achieve this goal? What resources do I need? Who can help me? What's the timeline? Break large goals into smaller, measurable actions. For example, instead of saying, I want to start a business, your plan might say, research the market by next Friday. Build a prototype within 30 days. Find 2 investors by next quarter. A plan gives shape to your desire. Step 3. Begin immediately. Hill warns against the fatal habit of waiting for the perfect time. Do not wait for a perfect plan. Start right where you stand with whatever plan you have. Your first plan will probably be imperfect, and that's okay. Action refines ideas faster than thinking alone. When you start, you activate momentum. Momentum breeds clarity. Clarity attracts opportunity. So begin today, no matter how small the step. Step 4. Test and revise. Hill says, your first plan may fail. If it does, replace it with another plan. Failure isn't defeat, it's data. Every unsuccessful plan brings you closer to one that works. Thomas Edison tested thousands of plans before finding the one that produced the light bulb. Successful people don't cling to failed plans, they adapt. So treat your plan as a living document, not a fixed rule. Review it weekly, adjust what's not working, improve continuously. Step 5. Close your mind against negativity. Once you've chosen your goal and written your plan, protect it from doubt. Hill warns that most people fail not because of bad plans, but because they allow criticism and fear to shake their belief. If you are influenced by the opinions of others, you will have no desire of your own. Be selective about whose advice you take. Listen to those who have achieved results, not to those who criticize from the sidelines. Faith fuels your plan. Fear fractures it. Step 6. Persist until it works. Persistence is the glue that holds planning together. Without persistence, even brilliant plans collapse under obstacles. Hill found this truth in every millionaire he studied. They never stopped improving their plan until it worked. When failure appears, ask, what can I learn? Instead of, why me?
That shift keeps your plan alive. Persistence turns paper plans into living success. Hill identifies several common reasons why plans fail. Understanding them helps you avoid the same traps. Lack of clarity. Vague goals create vague results. Poor organization. No specific steps or timeline. Neglecting teamwork. Refusing help or advice. Fear of failure. Quitting too soon. Lack of persistence. Giving up after the first setback. Remember, failure is only temporary defeat. Every plan can be improved through analysis and new strategy. Let's apply Hill's ideas to a real-life example. Suppose your goal is to build a successful online business. Here's how organized planning works in practice. Definite goal. Earn 10 lakh a year from an online course business. Mastermind team. Find partners skilled in design, marketing, and teaching. Written plan. Outline topics, content creation schedule, marketing strategy. Action steps. Create the first course within 60 days, launch a website, build audience. Review and revise. Analyze results every month, tweak pricing or promotion. Persistence. Keep improving until success stabilizes. That's how a vague dream becomes a measurable reality. Hill connects organized planning to leadership. Every plan needs a leader, someone who takes responsibility, makes decisions, and guides others with confidence. He writes, "The successful leader must plan his work and work his plan. A weak leader hesitates. A strong leader decides. Indecision breeds confusion within a team. Decisiveness inspires faith. So when you create your plan, lead it. Make decisions quickly, but revise them slowly, only when facts demand it." Hill lists characteristics that determine whether a plan will work. Here's a simplified version. Based on practical experience, not pure theory. Flexible, adaptable to changing conditions. Backed by sufficient capital and resources. Developed with expert advice. Built around service. The plan must offer genuine value to others. Notice that last one, service. Hill constantly reminds us that riches come only through serving others in some beneficial way. If your plan helps others succeed, the universe helps you succeed. Number 1, Andrew Carnegie. Carnegie transformed the steel industry by creating a massive network of specialists, engineers, financiers, and managers. His genius wasn't in steelmaking, it was in organization. He had a clear plan, delegated effectively, and built systems that scaled. That's organized planning at its finest. Number 2, Henry Ford. Ford's dream was to build a car for the average American. His plan was simple but revolutionary. Mass production through assembly lines. The world mocked him, yet his organized plan changed global industry forever. He didn't just dream of affordable cars, he planned every bolt and belt until the dream became reality. Modern example, Airbnb. 3 designers had an idea: rent air mattresses in their apartment to make extra money. Through organized planning, testing, feedback, iteration, they built a $100 billion company that transformed travel. Every startup that succeeds follows Hill's principle, knowingly or not: idea, plan, persistent execution. Hill encourages us to treat every failed plan as a lesson. Temporary defeat should mean only one thing: the certain knowledge that there is something wrong with your plan. Each failure is feedback. It tells you what to fix next. So instead of getting discouraged, become a scientist of your own success, always experimenting, refining, and improving. That mindset keeps you unstoppable. Faith and planning are 2 sides of the same coin. Faith gives emotional power to your plan. Planning gives direction to your faith. When they work together, you create a magnetic force that attracts opportunities,
people, and resources aligned with your goal. Every time you take a small step toward your plan, you tell the universe, "I'm serious." And the universe responds with guidance and help. Encourage your viewers to do this tonight. Write down one definite major goal. List all the actions needed to achieve it. Prioritize the top 3 actions for the week ahead. Find one accountability partner or mentor. Start immediately. Remind them that no plan works until you do. A goal without a plan is only a wish. Napoleon Hill. Organized planning is the crystallization of desire into action. These lines emphasize that the journey from imagination to achievement is built through structured effort. Planning transforms desire into results. Every success begins with a written, actionable plan. Form a mastermind alliance for knowledge and support. Start immediately, revise continually. Guard your plan from negativity. Persist until your plan works. Every failure is feedback, not final defeat. Combine faith with planning for unstoppable momentum. A dream without a plan is just a wish. A plan without action is just a peeper. But a plan powered by faith, imagination, and persistence becomes destiny. Napoleon Hill reminds us that organized planning is not just about structure. It's about commitment. It's the act of saying, "I will find a way," or make one. So, take your dreams off the shelf and put them on the calendar. That's where success begins.
If your imagination is the workshop where dreams are born, and organized planning is the tool that turns those dreams into action, then here's a question for you. Do you have a plan today that's as strong as your desire? Because in the next chapter, Napoleon Hill reveals the one ingredient that determines whether your plan will actually succeed or fail. The principle of decision, the mastery of procrastination. Get ready to learn how decisive thinking separates winners from wishers. Welcome back, thinkers and dreamers. In the previous chapter, we learned how organized planning transforms your dreams into structured action. But even the most brilliant plan means nothing until one powerful moment. The moment you decide to act. Napoleon Hill begins this chapter with one simple truth. People who succeed reach decisions promptly and change them, if at all, very slowly. People who fail reach decisions very slowly and change them quickly and often. This is the dividing line between the rich and the poor, the confident and the hesitant, the achievers and the dreamers. So let's uncover what decision truly means and how mastering it can eliminate procrastination forever. Hill describes decision as the ultimate expression of desire. If desire is the starting point of all achievement, then decision is the moment that desire becomes a command to yourself. It's when you stop saying, "I wish," and start saying, "I will." Decision is the mental trigger that converts thought into movement. It's the reason some people take massive action, while others endlessly prepare, analyze, and delay. The truth is, most people never fail because of lack of knowledge or opportunity. They fail because they simply don't decide. Napoleon Hill calls procrastination the enemy within. It's the habit of waiting for a better time, more confidence, or perfect conditions. But here's the harsh truth. There is no perfect time. Conditions will never be just right. Those who wait, waste. Those who decide, rise. Hill studied over 25,000 people who failed in life and discovered a shocking pattern.
Almost every one of them failed because they couldn't make decisions. They listened too much to the opinions of others. They doubted their own instincts. They said someday instead of today. Sound familiar? If you've ever had a dream but kept postponing it, remember, procrastination is the assassin of opportunity. Hill dives deep into the psychology behind indecision. He explains that most people hesitate because of fear. Fear of criticism, fear of failure, fear of making the wrong choice. But here's the paradox. The only truly wrong decision is the one you never make. Every successful person you admire, from entrepreneurs to inventors, has made thousands of imperfect decisions. But those imperfect decisions led to perfect lessons. And those lessons led to mastery. Hill gives an example. When Henry Ford decided to produce the famous V8 engine, every engineer told him it was impossible. Ford didn't debate. He didn't postpone. He simply said, "Build it anyway." And they did, because his decision was final. That's leadership in motion. Each time you make a clear decision, no matter how small, you strengthen your willpower and confidence. Hill explains that indecision weakens your mind. It creates confusion, hesitation, and self-doubt. But decisiveness clears your path. It builds self-trust, the most valuable confidence of all. Think of your mind like a muscle. Every decision you make is a repetition, a rep that strengthens your mental core. So start small. Decide when to wake up and stick to it. Decide what project to finish first and follow through. Decide what to say no to today. Each act of decision trains your subconscious to obey your intentions. That's how you master yourself. In the earlier chapters, Hill introduced the concept of the Mastermind Alliance, a group of people who support and strengthen your plans. But here's an important point. You must remain the final authority over your own decisions. Hill warns that too many people fail because they let others think for them. They allow friends, family, or society to influence their direction. He writes, "Keep your own counsel when you begin to carry out your plans, except in the mastermind group. Seek advice, but make your own decision." Successful people listen, but they decide for themselves. Remember, opinions are the cheapest commodities on earth. Everyone has one, and most are worthless to your success. Don't let someone else's doubts become your destiny. Let's look at how the world's greatest minds used decision to change history.
1. Thomas Edison. When Edison decided to create the electric light bulb, he faced failure after failure. But he never decided to stop. Each time he failed, he simply decided to try another way. And eventually, he succeeded. Edison didn't wait for inspiration. He decided to act until inspiration caught up. 2. Henry Ford. When competitors mocked his vision of an affordable car, Ford ignored them. His decision was firm. I will build a motor car for the great multitude. He faced criticism, financial risks, and ridicule, yet he decided again and again to continue. That single decision transformed the world's economy. 3. Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln faced more defeats in politics than most people could endure, but his decision to keep fighting for his vision of unity never wavered. That decision changed a nation. 4. Modern example, Steve Jobs. When Jobs returned to Apple in 1997, the company was near collapse. He made the bold decision to eliminate 70% of products and focus only on a few revolutionary ideas. That decision saved Apple and sparked the smartphone era. Notice something? Every success story begins with one moment of absolute decision. Hill outlines several practical methods to train your mind to decide with confidence. 1. Define your goal clearly. You can't make strong decisions if your goal is vague. Clarity creates confidence. Write down your definite major purpose. Ask yourself daily, what do I want most and what am I willing to do for it? The clearer your goal, the easier the decision. 2. Cut off all escape routes. Hill uses the story of Spanish commander Hernán Cortés, who upon arriving in Mexico, ordered his men to burn their ships, leaving no choice but victory. This is called burning the boats. When you remove the option to retreat, your mind focuses only on moving forward. Decisive people commit 100%. They don't keep one foot in safety and one in risk. So if you want to start a business, stop telling yourself, I'll try. Decide, I will. 3. Trust your intuition. Hill believed that the subconscious mind communicates through intuition. When you have a strong inner nudge towards something, listen. That's your infinite intelligence guiding you. While logic is vital, overanalysis often leads to paralysis. Learn to balance both intuition and intellect. 4. Practice quick decisions in daily life. Everyday moments are training grounds for your bigger choices. At a restaurant, decide what to order quickly. In the morning, decide your priorities without hesitation. When faced with a problem, decide what action to take within minutes. It's not about being reckless, it's about training your brain to act with clarity instead of delay. 5. Ignore fear of criticism. Fear of judgment is one of the biggest killers of decision. Hill observed that most people drift through life afraid of what others might think. He writes, "Those who talk too much do little else. Tell the world what you intend to do, but first show it. Do your work in silence. Let your results make the noise. When you stop seeking approval, your decisions become fearless." Hill connects decision with faith because every decision is a declaration of belief in yourself. When you decide, you're saying, I trust my judgment. I believe I can handle whatever comes. And that belief triggers the subconscious mind to attract opportunities aligned with your choice. Indecision, on the other hand, confuses your subconscious mind. It doesn't know what to create for you. That's why life seems to stall when you're uncertain. Decision sends a clear signal. It tells the universe exactly what you want. Here's a critical insight from Hill. Desire without decision is like a car without an engine. You can dream all you want, but until you decide to act, nothing happens. Every success journey begins with a single command. I have decided. Once you decide, your mind starts to seek the means. Doors begin to open, people appear, opportunities align. Decision ignites destiny. Try this tonight. Write down 3 big decisions you've been delaying. Next to each, ask, what am I afraid of? Challenge that fear with logic. Then write a deadline. I will decide by tomorrow at 6 p.m. Stick to it. Remember, not deciding is still a decision, but it's a decision to stay the same. Indecision is the seedling of fear. Remember this truth and make a habit of reaching definite decisions. Those who reach decisions promptly know what they want and generally get it. These aren't just words, they're mental commands to act. Each moment of decision you make adds another brick to your future. Let's summarize this powerful principle. Decision ends procrastination. Successful people decide quickly and change slowly. Failures decide slowly and change often. Opinions are cheap. Trust your own. Fear of criticism is the root of indecision. Decision strengthens confidence and attracts results. Once you decide, act immediately. Decision transforms wishers into achievers.
Decision is more than a choice. It's a declaration of faith. It's you telling the universe, I'm ready. When you decide firmly, everything else starts to rearrange itself in your favor. So don't wait for the perfect plan. Don't wait for approval. Don't wait for timing. Make a decision today and let action prove you right. Remember, you can always adjust your plan, but you can never adjust a plan that doesn't exist. If decisions shape destiny, then ask yourself this.
Are your daily decisions today leading you toward your dream or away from it? Because in the next chapter, Napoleon Hill reveals the next great power that turns decision into unstoppable force. The principle of persistence, the sustained effort necessary to induce faith. You'll discover how the world's most successful people keep going long after others quit, and how you can build the same unbreakable will. Welcome back, Achievers! In the last chapter, we explored the power of decision, how every great success begins with a firm yes to your dreams. But making a decision is only the beginning. The real test comes afterward, when things get hard, when results are slow, and when the world seems to say, give up. That's when one quality separates the successful from everyone else. That quality is persistence. Napoleon Hill calls it the sustained effort necessary to induce faith. Persistence is not just hard work, it's consistent work. It's the art of continuing when most people stop. It's the invisible force that turns failure into victory, ideas into wealth, and ordinary people into legends. So let's dive deep and understand how persistence works, why most people lose it, and how you can build it like steel. Persistence is the ability to maintain your course of action despite difficulty, discouragement, or delay. Hill says there is no substitute for persistence. It cannot be supplemented by any other quality. It's not talent, it's not genius, it's not luck. It's that steady determination that keeps pushing forward even when progress is invisible. Imagine persistence as the heartbeat of your desire. It keeps your dream alive. The truth is, most people quit just before the breakthrough. Hill observed that 99% of failures come from people who had the ability to succeed, but they lacked persistence to push one more time. Why is persistence so rare? Because the human mind naturally seeks comfort. When we face obstacles, the subconscious whispers, "This is too hard. Maybe it's not meant for you." But Napoleon Hill reminds us, every temporary defeat carries the seed of an equivalent advantage. Persistence is what helps you stay long enough to find that advantage. When you persist, you train your subconscious to believe in your goal. Each repeated effort reinforces faith, and faith, in turn, fuels more persistence. This cycle creates unstoppable momentum. So persistence is not just physical action, it's a mental habit. Faith and persistence are like the two wings of an eagle. Without one, you can't rise. Hill explains that persistence is the means by which faith is developed. You can't think yourself into faith, you have to act persistently until your actions convince your mind that success is inevitable. When you persist, despite not seeing immediate results, you send a powerful signal to your subconscious. I believe in my goal. And your subconscious, that mysterious workshop of success, begins to rearrange your environment, attract opportunities, and create the conditions for your dream to manifest. Napoleon Hill gives us a simple, powerful formula, 4 steps to build unshakable persistence. Let's break them down and see how you can apply them starting today. Step 1, a definite purpose backed by burning desire. Without a definite major goal, persistence has no foundation. You can't persist towards something vague. When your desire burns hot enough, persistence becomes natural.
You don't have to force it. You feel compelled to keep going. Ask yourself, what do I want so badly that I'll never give up until I have it? Once you have that answer, persistence becomes a lifestyle. Step 2, a definite plan backed by continuous action. A clear, written plan keeps your energy focused. Persistence thrives on direction. Hill writes, organized plans encourage persistence. Unorganized plans discourage it. So keep refining your plan and act every day, even if the progress feels small. Tiny, consistent actions over time produce enormous results. Remember, motion creates emotion. When you move, motivation follows. Step 3, a mind closed to negativity and discouragement. This is critical. Hill warns, most people permit relatives, friends, and the public to influence them so that they cannot live their own lives. To remain persistent, you must protect your dream from negativity. Surround yourself with people who push you forward, not those who drain your confidence. Every great achiever, from Edison to Oprah, has faced ridicule. They all persisted because their minds were closed to discouragement. So, when doubt comes, and it will, shut the door and keep moving. Step 4, a friendly alliance with one or more persons who encourage you. Success is rarely a solo journey. Hill emphasizes the importance of having people who believe in you, your mastermind alliance. They remind you of your strength when you forget it. This support system multiplies persistence because enthusiasm is contagious. Find those 1 or 2 people who share your vision, and your persistence will double in power. Hill lists specific reasons why most people fail to persist. Let's look at them and see how to guard against each one. Lack of purpose. No clear goal to fight for. Lack of desire. You want comfort more than victory. Lack of self-belief. You think success is for others, not you. Lack of planning. No clear method or daily action. Fear of criticism. You care too much about opinions. Weak willpower. You rely on emotion, not discipline. Temporary defeat. You mistake failure for final defeat. Persistence is built by facing each of these weaknesses and overcoming them one at a time. Napoleon Hill fills this chapter with examples of people who refuse to quit. Let's look at a few timeless lessons. Technical, Thomas Edison. Edison tried thousands of times to create the light bulb. When asked how he felt about failing so much, he famously replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's persistence in action. He didn't view failure as the end, only as information. Henry Ford. He was laughed at, bankrupted, and doubted by investors countless times, but he persisted with his dream of building an affordable car for everyone. Eventually, his persistence birthed the automobile revolution. Abraham Lincoln. He failed in business, lost multiple elections, and faced personal tragedies. But he persisted. He decided that temporary defeats could not define him, and he became one of the greatest leaders in history. Colonel Sanders. At 65, after retiring broke, Sanders decided to sell his fried chicken recipe. He was rejected over 1,000 times before someone said yes. That's how KFC was born, from relentless persistence. Before becoming the world's first billionaire author, Rowling's manuscript for Harry Potter was rejected by 12 publishers. She persisted and changed literature forever. Persistence is the real secret ingredient behind every overnight success story. Every time you persist, your subconscious mind begins to form a new identity, that of a winner. When you keep going despite obstacles, you are literally reprogramming your brain to handle adversity.
Hill explains that repetition is how the subconscious is trained. Each act of persistence ingrains faith deeper into your mind.
So the more times you refuse to quit, the more automatic persistence becomes. It's no longer effort, it's character. Here's a modern-day application of Hill's wisdom. Follow these simple actions daily to make persistence a permanent habit. Start with a clear why. Write down why your goal matters. Revisit it when motivation fades. Visualize success daily. See yourself achieving your goal. Feel it until it becomes real. Create a no-quit rule. Make quitting non-negotiable. Adjust plans, not goals. Track your consistency. Use a calendar or journal. Even 15 minutes a day counts. Read success stories. Surround your mind with examples of those who persisted. Reward progress. Celebrate small wins. They keep momentum alive. Hill reminds us that persistence is crucial in accumulating riches. He writes, "The majority of people are ready to throw their aims and purposes overboard and give up at the first sign of opposition. That's why so few succeed financially, not because they lack opportunity, but because they lack persistence through difficulty." Building wealth requires long-term thinking, patience with your process, discipline with your plan, and emotional endurance when results are slow. Remember this timeless truth: the road to riches is always under construction. In earlier chapters, Hill spoke about autosuggestion and the subconscious mind. Persistence is what keeps that suggestion alive long enough to bear fruit. If you give up too soon, your subconscious stops working on your command. But if you persist, it keeps attracting the right ideas, people, and events toward your goal. So persistence isn't just physical effort, it's mental magnetism. It keeps your vibration fixed on success. Hill tells one of the most famous stories in this book, the story of R.U. Darby. Darby and his uncle started mining for gold during the gold rush. After weeks of work, they struck a small vein. Excited, they bought more machinery and dug deeper. But suddenly, the gold disappeared. Frustrated, they gave up and sold the equipment to a junk dealer for a few $100s. That junk dealer called in an expert who discovered that the gold vein was just 3 feet away from where Darby had stopped digging. Darby later said that this lesson changed his life. He learned never to stop because of temporary defeat. He went on to become a successful insurance salesman because this time he persisted. How many of us stop digging 3 feet from gold? Persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel. Napoleon Hill. Temporary defeat should mean only one thing: the certain knowledge that there's something wrong with your plan. Napoleon Hill. These lines remind us that persistence transforms weakness into strength and failure into feedback. Persistence is the sustained effort that transforms desire into reality. It builds faith, confidence, and power. Every failure is temporary unless you quit. The 4 building blocks: definite purpose, definite plan, positive mindset, and supportive alliance. Persistence turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. Persistence is the difference between wishing and winning. When the world says you can't, persistence whispers, "Watch me." Every great dream requires a season of struggle, a phase where nothing seems to work. That's your test. Most people quit at that point, but those who persist are the ones the world eventually calls lucky. Napoleon Hill's words echo across time. There is no failure for the man who realizes his power, who never quits. So keep going. If you're tired, rest, but never stop, because your goal might be just 3 feet away. If persistence is the fuel that drives success, then ask yourself,
How many times have you stopped just before the finish line? Because in the next chapter, Napoleon Hill reveals the mystical yet practical force that helps persistent people access infinite wisdom, the power of the mastermind, the driving force behind success. It's the principle that shows why no one ever makes it alone, and how to build alliances that multiply your mind power beyond measure. Have you ever noticed how some of the most successful people in history never work alone? Whether it's business legends, inventors, or thinkers, they often surround themselves with other great minds. Why? Because success is never a solo performance. It's a symphony. And the secret behind that harmony is what Napoleon Hill calls the power of the mastermind. In this chapter of Think and Grow Rich, Hill reveals that the mastermind principle is one of the most powerful forces for success, a concept that turns ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. Let's dive deep into how this works, why it's essential, and how you can harness this power in your own life. Napoleon Hill defines the mastermind as the coordination of knowledge and effort of two or more people who work toward a definite purpose in the spirit of harmony. In simpler words, it's when two or more minds come together, sharing ideas, experiences, energy, and focus, and create a third mind, a collective intelligence that is greater than the sum of its parts. When you combine your mind with others who share your goals and values, something magical happens. You start to think on a higher level. You see opportunities you would have missed alone. You gain strength, motivation, and insight that push you far beyond your individual capacity. This isn't just theory, it's science and psychology in motion. Our brains emit energy, and when like-minded people connect, that energy multiplies. Ideas evolve, motivation grows, and creativity expands. Most people confuse networking with the mastermind concept, but they are very different. Networking is about exchanging information. A mastermind is about creating transformation. In networking, you might collect business cards or social media followers, but in a true mastermind, you build a circle of trust, where everyone is committed to helping each other grow and achieve a common vision. Each person brings their specialized knowledge, their unique skills, and their personal energy to the table. Together, they form a force that can overcome any obstacle. Napoleon Hill explains that when two minds come together in harmony, a third invisible mind forms, an unseen energy that connects them. You've probably felt this yourself. Think about the times you've brainstormed with a friend or colleague, and suddenly ideas just start flowing, faster, sharper, and more creative than if you were working alone. That's the power Hill is talking about. This shared energy becomes a collective consciousness, where each person's thoughts and emotions fuel the group. The result is accelerated success, innovation, and strength. But there's a condition. For the mastermind to work, there must be harmony among its members. Hill emphasizes that disagreement, jealousy, ego, or selfish motives destroy the energy flow of the mastermind. That's why choosing your circle wisely is critical. Each member must share a definite purpose and operate with mutual respect and trust. So if your goal is to build a business, your mastermind group might include people with financial knowledge, marketing expertise, leadership experience, and vision,
all united by one mission. Hill uses an interesting metaphor here. He compares human minds to batteries. Just as connecting multiple batteries together increases their power, connecting multiple minds multiplies mental and emotional energy. The result? Greater confidence, faster decision-making, more creativity, and a stronger sense of purpose. This is what allows mastermind groups to accomplish in months what individuals often fail to do in years. Let's look at history. Napoleon Hill studied hundreds of successful people, and he found that nearly all of them had their own version of a mastermind group. Henry Ford had a group of business advisors, including Thomas Edison and Harvey Firestone. They would meet regularly to exchange ideas and support each other's ventures. Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate who inspired Hill's research, surrounded himself with brilliant engineers, financial experts, and thinkers. He credited his success to the combined brainpower of his mastermind. Thomas Edison worked with a team of talented scientists and thinkers in his Menlo Park laboratory, where collaboration fueled groundbreaking inventions. Even in modern times, tech founders, CEOs, and innovators have their mastermind circles, trusted people they consult for ideas, feedback, and direction. So, how do you build your own mastermind group? Hill gives us a few key steps that still apply today. 1. Choose the right people. Pick people who have complementary skills and strengths, share similar values and goals, have positive energy and integrity, are committed to growth and contribution. Remember, this isn't about friendship, it's about synergy. The right mix of people will challenge you, inspire you, and push you to be better. 2. Define a clear purpose. Every mastermind must have a specific, definite aim. It could be to grow a business, build wealth, write a book, launch a product, or master a skill. The clearer your goal, the stronger your focus, and the more effective your group will be. 3. Meet regularly and consistently. Hill advises meeting frequently, whether weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. The consistency builds trust and momentum. Each session should focus on solving problems, sharing progress, exchanging ideas, and holding each other accountable. 4. Maintain harmony. A single negative attitude can destroy the entire mastermind. Keep your meetings positive, solution-oriented, and respectful. If disagreements arise, resolve them quickly and with understanding. 5. Give as much as you receive. The mastermind works best when everyone contributes value. Offer your knowledge, experience, or encouragement freely, and you'll receive the same in return. Napoleon Hill also believed that the mastermind had a spiritual dimension. He explained that when 2 or more minds come together in harmony, they connect not only with each other, but also with infinite intelligence, a universal source of wisdom and inspiration. In other words, you don't just gain human strength, you tap into a higher power, the creative force that guides the universe. This spiritual energy can bring flashes of intuition, sudden insights, and inspired ideas that can change your life. It's what Hill referred to as the third mind, the unseen guiding force that emerges from the harmony of 2 or more aligned souls. Here's what happens when you actively work within a strong mastermind. You think bigger. Being around ambitious, driven people naturally raises your standards. You gain clarity. Feedback helps you see blind spots you would never notice alone. You stay accountable. The group keeps you consistent and committed. You expand your network. Every member connects you to new opportunities and people. You grow emotionally and spiritually. The energy of like-minded thinkers nurtures your inner strength and faith. Essentially, your mastermind becomes your personal growth engine, propelling you forward when your motivation fades. Let's bring this to today's world. Imagine you're an entrepreneur starting an online business. Alone, you might struggle to figure out marketing, sales, content creation, or finance. But if you form a mastermind with a marketer who understands social media, a financial advisor who manages budgets, a content creator who knows audience psychology, and a motivator who keeps the team inspired, you now have a powerhouse. Each person contributes specialized knowledge and passion. Together, you'll move faster, think smarter, and execute better. That's how modern masterminds work, in business, personal development, and even health or spirituality. Hill also warns that you must maintain emotional balance in your group. Negative emotions like jealousy, anger, or fear disrupt the harmony and neutralize the collective energy. That's why Hill stresses positive mental attitude. Optimism, respect, and mutual trust are non-negotiable. When you create that atmosphere, every session feels electric, full of energy, enthusiasm, and fresh ideas. Hill noticed something fascinating. The majority of people who fail in business or life often try to go it alone. They rely only on their own ideas, resources, and willpower. But even geniuses need support systems. A true mastermind creates a structure of accountability and shared wisdom, the kind of collaboration that prevents you from repeating mistakes or losing motivation. In Hill's words, no individual may have great power without availing himself of the mastermind. Here's a quick exercise you can try today. Write down your main goal for the next 12 months. Identify 3 to 5 people who have skills, experience, or energy that could help you move toward that goal. Reach out to them with a clear, respectful proposal. I'm building a small success group focused on your goal. Would you like to join and exchange ideas weekly to help each other grow? Create a schedule and start meeting consistently. Within weeks, you'll notice a massive shift, not just in your results, but in your mindset, creativity, and focus. The power of the mastermind teaches us that no one succeeds alone. Behind every great dreamer stands a team of thinkers, doers, and believers. When you combine minds in harmony, you ignite a power that can overcome any limitation. So remember, your environment is your invisible mentor. Surround yourself with people who push you forward, and you'll start thinking and growing rich, not just in wealth, but in wisdom and purpose. If the mastermind gives us the combined strength of many minds, what happens when we learn to channel the most powerful energy within ourselves, the one that drives creativity, passion, and purpose? That's exactly what Napoleon Hill reveals in the next principle, the mystery of sex transmutation. It's one of the most misunderstood yet revolutionary concepts in the entire book, and it might just change how you think about human energy forever. Have you ever wondered what makes some people incredibly creative, magnetic, and full of life? The kind of people who seem to attract opportunities effortlessly? Napoleon Hill discovered something remarkable. The same energy that drives human passion, love, and desire, when redirected, can also fuel genius, wealth, and success. He called this process sex transmutation. Now, before you get the wrong idea, this principle is not about physical intimacy. It's about the most powerful form of human energy, sexual energy, and how to channel it into creative, productive, and life-changing pursuits.
This chapter may be the most misunderstood, yet the most transformative idea in Think and Grow Rich. What does sex transmutation mean? Let's break down the term. Sex refers to the natural biological energy of attraction and passion. Transmutation means transforming one form of energy into another. So sex transmutation simply means converting sexual energy into creative and productive energy. Napoleon Hill believed that sexual energy is one of the strongest human desires, even stronger than hunger or the drive for survival. But when this powerful force is controlled and redirected, it can elevate a person's mind, sharpen their imagination, and unlock extraordinary potential.
Hill observed that most successful people possessed highly developed sex energy, not in the physical sense, but as an inner vitality and magnetism. They radiate confidence, they inspire others, they attract people and opportunities effortlessly. This energy fuels creativity, motivation, and passion, 3 ingredients essential for success. When misused, this energy leads to distraction, instability, or indulgence. But when harnessed, it becomes a source of genius, driving innovation, art, leadership, and achievement. Hill wrote, "When driven by this desire, men develop keenness of imagination, courage, willpower, persistence, and creative ability unknown to them at other times." Sexual energy is one of the most intense emotions a human can experience. It is life-giving, and when you learn to channel that energy rather than waste it, you convert raw emotion into ambition and creative power. Think of it like this. Your energy is like electricity. You can use it to light up a bulb or to burn down the house. The difference lies in control and direction. That's what sex transmutation is, taking the raw power of desire and giving it direction. Hill suggests that sex transmutation begins in the mind, not the body. It's about redirecting your focus from physical expression to creative expression. Here's how you can do it. 1. Recognize your energy. Whenever you feel strong attraction, excitement, or passion, stop and notice it. That's pure energy. Instead of suppressing it or feeling guilty, acknowledge it as a natural force. 2. Redirect the focus. Ask yourself, how can I use this energy productively? Channel that emotional intensity into your work, art, ideas, or goals. Let it drive your writing, business planning, or problem solving. 3. Engage in creative activities. Artists, inventors, entrepreneurs, they all thrive on this energy. If you feel restless or distracted, use that drive to create something meaningful. 4. Keep your mind stimulated. Read, write, innovate, brainstorm. The mind must have a purpose to absorb this energy productively. 5. Avoid overindulgence. Hill warns that those who waste sexual energy through uncontrolled indulgence often lose their ambition and focus. Discipline is key, not suppression, but redirection. Hill identifies love as the highest form of emotional energy, far above mere physical desire. He believed that the combination of love, romance, and sex produces the strongest creative force in human experience. When love enters, passion becomes refined. The energy transforms into something spiritual and intellectual. You no longer chase pleasure, you chase purpose. He wrote, "When combined, these 3 emotions can lift one to the height of genius." In other words, love provides balance. It refines raw energy into inspiration. That's why some of the greatest leaders, artists, and inventors were deeply inspired by the people they loved. Napoleon Hill noted that many geniuses had an intense emotional drive connected to love or romance. Let's look at a few examples. Thomas Edison and Henry Ford both credited the encouragement and faith of their partners as central to their success. William Shakespeare's poetry and plays were fueled by his deep understanding of love and human emotion.
Nikola Tesla, though he never married, openly spoke about channeling his sexual energy into his scientific inventions. Sigmund Freud linked much of human motivation to the sexual drive, which aligns with Hill's observations. These individuals didn't suppress their passion, they redirected it toward creation and discovery. Hill observed that many men only achieved great success after the age of 40 or 50. Why? Because earlier in life, their energy was focused mainly on physical desires. But with maturity, that same energy began to express itself through creativity, ambition, and wisdom. When sexual energy is transmuted, it becomes the driving force behind achievement. This principle isn't about denying a natural human need, it's about elevating it. Hill emphasizes that the brain works best when emotion and reason are in harmony. Emotion provides energy. Reason provides direction. Without emotion, reason is powerless. It has no drive. Without reason, emotion is chaotic. It lacks control. So sex transmutation is about merging these two, using the passion of emotion and the discipline of reason to achieve extraordinary results. This balance gives rise to genius. Your subconscious mind is deeply influenced by emotion, especially the emotion of sex. Hill says that when sexual energy is purified and directed, it stimulates the subconscious mind to produce creative ideas and attract success. That's why visualization, affirmation, and autosuggestion, as discussed earlier, become more effective when charged with strong emotion. Emotion gives thought life. Without it, thoughts are just empty words. So when you channel your emotional energy into your goals, you give them power, real magnetic power, to attract what you desire. Let's talk about how this principle shows up in real life. When someone has mastered sex transmutation, you can sense it in their charisma. They have confidence and charm naturally. Their ambition, they have intense focus and drive. Their creativity, their mind constantly generates ideas. Their influence, people are drawn to their energy. They radiate life. They become magnetic. Such a person doesn't chase opportunities. Opportunities are drawn to them. Here are practical ways you can begin practicing sex transmutation today. Find a purpose worthy of your energy. When you have a clear life goal, your energy naturally aligns towards it. Your mind finds a productive outlet for your passion. Engage in physical discipline. Exercise, meditation, or breathing control help regulate physical energy and keep your mind calm and focused. Use creative outlets. Channel emotions into art, writing, business innovation, or problem solving. Avoid draining habits. Overindulgence in any form leaks your energy. Protect your focus. Cultivate deep emotional connections. True love and respect in relationships elevate this energy into its highest form, inspiring loyalty, strength, and creativity.
Napoleon Hill believed that the greatest geniuses were those who could direct their emotional energy into purposeful creation. He even said that no one can rise to the heights of greatness without the stimulation of sex energy, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual. This doesn't mean everyone must avoid relationships. Rather, the opposite. The most powerful relationships are those where partners uplift, inspire, and channel each other's energy toward mutual growth. Such harmony multiplies power. There are always two ways this energy can go. Outward, wasted, through distraction, indulgence, and temporary pleasure. Upward, transmuted, through creativity, invention, ambition, and love. The first gives you momentary satisfaction. The second gives you legacy. Sex transmutation is choosing the higher path, using your passion to build, not just to enjoy. Napoleon Hill summarizes this chapter beautifully. When harnessed and redirected along other lines, this motivating force maintains all of its attributes of keenness of imagination, courage, and persistence, which may be used as powerful creative forces in literature, art, invention, or in any other profession or calling. In other words, your greatest energy lies within you. You just have to learn to guide it. Once you do, your productivity increases, your confidence soars, and your creative vision expands. That's how ordinary people become extraordinary creators. The mystery of sex transmutation is not just a principle, it's a mindset shift. It's about realizing that your inner energy, your emotional power, and your desires are not obstacles to success, they're the very tools for it. When you learn to transform passion into purpose, your potential becomes limitless. Remember, what you feel most strongly can also help you achieve most powerfully if you control and direct it. If the energy within us can be transformed into genius and creativity, what happens when that energy connects with something even greater, a universal intelligence that guides all thought and inspiration? That's exactly what Napoleon Hill reveals in the next chapter, The Subconscious Mind, the connecting link between the human mind and infinite intelligence. In that chapter, we'll uncover how your subconscious acts as the bridge between your thoughts, your desires, and the limitless power of the universe itself. Have you ever noticed how sometimes when you desperately want something and think about it constantly, life seems to bring it closer to you? It feels almost magical. Yet Napoleon Hill explains that it's not magic at all. It's the power of your subconscious mind at work. In Think and Grow Rich, Hill calls the subconscious mind the connecting link between your conscious thoughts and infinite intelligence, the universal power that shapes every outcome. He believed that whatever dominates your mind most of the time eventually shows up in your reality. Let's explore exactly how this mysterious but practical principle works, and how you can train your subconscious to help you think, act, and grow rich. Hill describes the subconscious as a mental bridge, constantly working between your conscious mind, the part that thinks and plans, and your creative mind, which connects with infinite intelligence. It is the seat of emotion, memory, and habit. It never sleeps, never rests, and records every thought, feeling, and experience you have ever had. Think of it like the fertile soil of a garden. Whatever seeds you plant, whether positive or negative thoughts, it will nurture and grow. Your conscious mind is the gardener, and your subconscious is the earth. If you plant seeds of fear and doubt, it grows weeds of failure. If you plant seeds of desire and faith, it grows the fruits of success.
That's why Hill warns, you are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul, because you control your thoughts. One of the most fascinating truths Hill points out is that the subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between good or bad, truth or lie, success or failure. It accepts whatever thoughts you repeat most often, whether through fear or faith, and acts upon them. So if you constantly say, I can't do this, money is hard to earn, I'm unlucky, your subconscious takes those as commands and creates situations to make them true. But if you tell it, I'm capable, opportunities are everywhere, I'm becoming wealthier each day, it starts reorganizing your thoughts, emotions, and even your external circumstances to match those beliefs. That's how powerful this inner mind is. It literally builds your world from the inside out. Your subconscious doesn't talk in words,
It speaks through emotions, imagination, and habit. Every time you visualize your goals with emotion, your subconscious registers that image as a command. Every time you repeat a statement with faith, it engraves it deeper into your mental fabric. Eventually, it turns those repeated suggestions into automatic behavior, which Hill calls auto-suggestion in motion. This is why athletes visualize victory before competing, and why successful entrepreneurs practice daily affirmations. They're programming their subconscious to believe success is already real. Napoleon Hill's most profound insight is that your subconscious is not just personal, it's a gateway to universal intelligence. He believed there is an infinite source of ideas, inspiration, and power that every person can tap into. But this connection only opens when your subconscious is charged with a clear purpose, strong emotion, and faith. When your conscious mind sends clear, emotionally charged thoughts, your subconscious amplifies them and sends them to infinite intelligence, which in turn returns ideas, plans, and opportunities. That's why sometimes when you're deeply focused on a problem and suddenly an idea pops up out of nowhere, it's actually your subconscious transmitting guidance from that higher source. Hill explains that your subconscious mind works best when fueled by strong emotions. He lists 7 major positive emotions that can influence it powerfully: desire, faith, love, sex, enthusiasm, romance, hope. When you combine these feelings with your goals, your subconscious vibrates at a higher frequency, attracting people, circumstances, and ideas that align with your desire. But he also warns about 7 negative emotions that destroy that vibration: fear, jealousy, hatred, revenge, greed, superstition, anger. If your mind is dominated by these, your subconscious creates confusion and failure. So the key is to consciously feed your subconscious with positive emotional energy every day. Hill gives us a very practical system to train the subconscious mind, and it still works today. 1. Define your definite major purpose. Write down clearly what you want, your exact goal. Be specific. Example: I will earn 10 lakhs rupees this year through my marketing business by providing high-value results to clients. 2. State it in the present tense. Always phrase your goal as if it's already happening. Your subconscious responds to present moment belief, not future uncertainty. 3. Attach strong emotion. Read your statement aloud twice daily, morning and night, with deep emotion and faith. Feel the joy, pride, and gratitude of already achieving it. 4. Visualize it clearly. See yourself living the result. The subconscious thrives on imagery more than logic. 5. Repeat until it becomes habit. Through repetition, belief turns into certainty, and certainty turns into reality. This is how autosuggestion and the subconscious work together to create transformation. Even while you sleep, your subconscious continues to work on your goals. It processes information, connects ideas, and organizes paths to help you succeed. That's why Hill advised reviewing your goals before bed, because during sleep, your subconscious mind goes to work without interference from doubt or distraction. Many inventors, artists, and problem solvers throughout history used this principle. Thomas Edison, for instance, often took short naps when facing a problem, trusting that the solution would appear once he woke. And it did. When you trust your subconscious, it becomes your silent assistant, working 24 hours a day. Hill didn't use the modern term law of attraction, but his ideas form its foundation. He taught that your thoughts, mixed with emotion, create vibrations that attract similar vibrations from the universe. When your subconscious is saturated with thoughts of wealth, abundance, and achievement, you naturally begin to draw people and opportunities that match that energy. But when it's filled with worry, fear, and scarcity, you attract struggle and limitation. So your outer world is a mirror reflecting your inner programming. Change the programming, and you change the reflection. Hill repeatedly emphasizes that faith is the strongest emotion you can feed your subconscious. Faith is more than belief. It's absolute confidence backed by feeling. When faith and desire unite, they form a force that bypasses doubt completely. He writes, "Faith is the only known antidote for failure." Faith activates the subconscious like fuel activates an engine. It keeps you going even when logic says you should quit. So cultivate faith by repetition of positive affirmations, visualization, gratitude, and by surrounding yourself with people who uplift your mindset. Hill beautifully compares the brain to a radio transmitter and receiver. Your conscious mind sends thoughts. Your subconscious amplifies those thoughts and broadcasts them to infinite intelligence. And then, through intuition or sudden insight, you receive guidance back. This is why it's vital to keep your station tuned to positive frequencies. Negative emotions create static, positive emotions create clarity. When your mind is calm, grateful, and focused, inspiration flows easily. The subconscious learns by repetition and emotion, not by logic or reasoning. If you say, "I am confident and capable," once, nothing changes. But if you repeat it daily with feeling, your subconscious eventually accepts it as truth, and your behavior begins to align with it automatically. Hill's message is clear. Whatever you want your life to become, you must first teach your subconscious to believe it's already real. Most people are unaware that their subconscious is programmed from childhood, often with limiting beliefs like, "Money is evil," "I'm not smart enough," "Rich people are greedy." Hill says these ideas silently sabotage success until we consciously replace them with empowering thoughts. He encourages constant mental housekeeping. Catch yourself when you think negatively, then immediately correct it with a positive statement. For example, instead of, "I can't afford this," say, "How can I afford this?" Instead of, "I never get chances," say, "I'm attracting new opportunities every day." Each correction rewires the subconscious just a little more towards abundance.
Imagine a young entrepreneur struggling with self-doubt. Every morning he says to himself, "I'm not ready. I'll probably fail." His subconscious records that as instruction, and he unconsciously acts timid, avoids risks, and misses chances. Now imagine the same person starts saying, "I'm capable. I learn fast. I deserve success." He repeats it daily, visualizes growth, feels excitement, and within months, his confidence and decisions change. Clients sense the shift. His business grows. That's not coincidence. That's subconscious reprogramming. Hill emphasizes that controlling your emotions is crucial because they are the language of the subconscious. If you constantly live in anger or fear, your subconscious assumes you want more situations that trigger those emotions. So practice calmness, gratitude, and enthusiasm deliberately. When you feel negative energy rising, pause, breathe, and shift focus toward your vision. Your subconscious always obeys the strongest feeling, so make sure the strongest feeling in your heart is faith in your dream, not fear of failure. Success, Hill says, is a habit, and the subconscious is the builder of habits. Every repeated thought, word, and emotion lays another brick in your mental foundation. Over time, these bricks form a solid structure: your character, confidence, and destiny. Therefore, feed your subconscious with affirmations that reinforce belief, visualization that strengthens clarity, gratitude that keeps your vibration high, positive company that fuels faith. These are the tools of inner transformation. The subconscious mind is the silent architect of your life.
It doesn't care whether you choose success or failure. It will build whichever you order. Hill's timeless wisdom teaches us that by consciously choosing our thoughts, feeding them with emotion, and repeating them with faith, we can reshape not just our mindset, but our destiny. Remember, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the subconscious mind can achieve. The key is consistency. What you whisper to yourself daily eventually becomes your reality. If your subconscious is the bridge between your thoughts and infinite intelligence, then how exactly does your brain transmit and receive these powerful vibrations from the universe? In the next chapter, The Brain, a Broadcasting and Receiving Station for Thought, Napoleon Hill uncovers how your mind works like a living radio, constantly sending and receiving energy that can either build your success or block it. So, are you ready to discover how to tune your mind to the frequency of wealth and genius? Have you ever wondered why some people seem to tune in to opportunities, ideas, and solutions faster than others? It's almost as if their minds are magnetically connected to success. Napoleon Hill believed this isn't coincidence, it's science. In Think and Grow Rich, he calls the human brain a broadcasting and receiving station for thought, a kind of invisible radio system that sends and receives mental vibrations. Your brain doesn't just think, it transmits energy, and the frequency you choose determines what kind of results you attract. Let's break this powerful principle down and learn how you can use your brain to broadcast thoughts of wealth, confidence, and achievement. Hill compares the human brain to a radio station. Your conscious mind is the broadcaster. It sends thoughts outward. Your subconscious mind acts like the receiver. It picks up external vibrations and transforms them into ideas or emotions. Every thought you think, especially those mixed with emotion, produces vibrations of energy. These vibrations move through the ether, an invisible medium that connects every mind. That's why sometimes you suddenly think of a friend and they call you moments later, or you get an idea just as someone else is already working on the same thing. According to Hill, it's because both minds are tuned to a similar frequency, just like two radios tuned to the same channel. The brain broadcasts all kinds of thoughts, but only those charged with emotion carry real power. When your thoughts are filled with faith, desire, or love, they travel farther and stronger. Emotion gives energy to thought. It's like increasing the radio's signal strength. That's why Hill emphasizes combining desire, faith, and enthusiasm with your goals. A weak, half-hearted thought sends a weak signal, but a passionate, confident thought can influence not only your own subconscious, but also the minds of others around you. In earlier chapters, Hill taught us that desire is the starting point, and faith gives it life. Now he explains how those two combine to activate your brain's broadcasting power. When you mix intense desire with deep faith, your brain's vibration rises to a higher level. At that point, your mind becomes a magnet for matching frequencies. You start receiving ideas, chances, and people aligned with your dominant thought. This isn't superstition, it's focus and resonance. Whatever you constantly focus on, your brain becomes tuned to, and that focus pulls related information and energy into your awareness. Hill believed that every human brain is wired to connect with infinite intelligence, a universal network of ideas and inspiration. When your mind is calm, clear, and emotionally charged with purpose, it becomes receptive to higher level guidance. That's when new insights, creative solutions, or even gut instincts appear seemingly out of nowhere. These flashes of inspiration, Hill says, are not accidents. They're signals from infinite intelligence, received by a brain that's broadcasting the right frequency of thought. It's what geniuses and inventors often describe as sudden inspiration. They are simply tuned in better than most people. Hill connects this chapter with the earlier principle of the mastermind, a group of people working
harmoniously towards a shared goal. When two or more brains come together, a third, invisible force is created, a combined energy field stronger than any individuals alone. That's why collaboration often produces breakthroughs that individuals couldn't achieve alone. So your brain's power multiplies when you align with other positive, focused minds. Surround yourself with people who share your ambition, not your doubts, because the frequencies you tune into will determine the results you receive. Just as you can't tune a damaged radio, you can't broadcast strong thoughts from a tired or negative brain. Your mental and physical energy matter. Hill advises keeping your body and mind in harmony through positive emotional states, love, gratitude, and enthusiasm, mental focus on clear goals, physical vitality through good health habits. Every thought you allow into your mind changes your vibration, so guard your mental environment as carefully as you'd guard your most valuable treasure. Fill it with books, conversations, and activities that strengthen your inner signal, not weaken it. Here are 5 practical steps inspired by Hill's teaching to increase your brain's broadcasting and receiving power.
Think with intensity. Don't just wish for things, feel them as already real. Repeat your goal daily. This focuses your conscious broadcast. Visualize with emotion. See the outcome, feel the victory, believe it. Associate with like-minded people. Group vibration multiplies signal strength. Stay spiritually open. Spend quiet time each day, letting ideas flow in. Your brain is constantly tuning itself, so be deliberate about which station you're connected to. Hill explains that intuition is the receiving function of the brain. It's the still, inner voice that offers direction when logic doesn't know what to do. Most people ignore it, but those who trust it often find themselves in the right place at the right time. When your mind is dominated by fear, intuition gets blocked. But when it's dominated by calm faith, intuition becomes clear and accurate. That's why Hill encourages regular reflection, meditation, or prayer, not as religion, but as mental tuning. Your brain is not just an organ, it's a transmitter of power. Every thought you think sends a signal. Every emotion you feel strengthens or weakens that signal. When your thoughts are guided by purpose, desire, and faith, you start broadcasting success, and the universe responds in harmony. The key is simple. Tune your mind to the frequency of your desire, and life will begin to play your song. Target question for the next chapter. If your brain can broadcast thoughts and receive ideas from infinite intelligence, what is the most powerful emotion that fuels this entire process? In the next and final chapter, The Sixth Sense, the Door to the Temple of Wisdom, Napoleon Hill reveals the mysterious faculty that connects all other principles together and guides you toward your greatest destiny. Are you ready to discover the hidden sense that leads successful people to make decisions that seem almost magical? Have you ever made a decision that just felt right, even though you couldn't explain why? That mysterious inner voice that whispers, "Do this," or "Don't go there," is something we all experience. Napoleon Hill called this inner voice the sixth sense, the final and highest principle of Think and Grow Rich. He described it as the door to the temple of wisdom. In this chapter, Hill explains that when you've mastered all the previous principles, desire, faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, decision, persistence, the mastermind, the subconscious mind, and the brain, your mind becomes tuned to a higher level of awareness. And from that higher state, you gain access to what he calls infinite intelligence, a source of inspiration, intuition, and spiritual guidance that leads you toward your purpose. Let's understand how this sixth sense works and how you can activate it in your own life. Hill defines the sixth sense as the creative imagination at its highest vibration. It's the channel through which ideas, flashes of inspiration, and intuitive warnings come from the infinite intelligence.
It's not something you can control. You can't force it to appear, but you can prepare your mind to receive it. Think of your mind as a radio receiver. The sixth sense is the antenna that picks up signals beyond ordinary thinking. But to hear them clearly, you must first eliminate static, fear, doubt, and negativity by mastering the earlier principles. The sixth sense operates like an inner guidance system. It nudges you toward opportunities, warns you of danger, and brings creative ideas when you least expect them. Hill says, through the aid of the sixth sense, one may receive warnings of impending dangers and promptings that lead to the achievement of great riches. Hill believed there's a universal intelligence that holds all wisdom, ideas, and possibilities, what he called infinite intelligence. The sixth sense is your personal line of communication with this infinite source. When your mind is calm, open, and positively charged, infinite intelligence can impress thoughts, plans, and solutions upon your consciousness. That's why great inventors, artists, and entrepreneurs often say, "The idea just came to me." They've tuned into this same channel of insight, the sixth sense, without even realizing it. Hill gives examples from his own life. He said that whenever he faced major decisions, he would consult his invisible counselors, a group of imagined mentors like Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Edison, and Henry Ford. He'd picture them in his mind, hear their advice, and feel their presence. He believed those moments of imagination opened a channel through which infinite intelligence communicated answers to him. To him, it wasn't fantasy. It was conscious contact with a higher plane of thought. Hill is clear. You don't need to be mystical or religious to develop the sixth sense. It's a natural extension of a disciplined, purpose-driven mind. The sixth sense awakens gradually as you live by the earlier principles. Desire gives you direction. Faith builds confidence. Autosuggestion programs your subconscious. Imagination creates vision. Planning and persistence give it structure. The mastermind and the subconscious mind amplify its power. When all these are harmonized, your mental frequency rises, and at that level, intuition begins to flow. Hill explains that this sense is often most active when you're relaxed, during meditation, quiet reflection, or even in your sleep. That's because your conscious mind stops interfering, allowing infinite intelligence to whisper its messages through intuition. How do you know when you're using your sixth sense? Here are a few telltale signs Hill describes and modern psychology confirms. You suddenly feel inspired to take an action that later proves right. An idea comes out of nowhere, and it solves a problem you've struggled with. You sense danger before it happens. You meet someone by chance who becomes crucial to your success. These moments are not coincidences. They are the results of your subconscious and infinite intelligence working together. The more you trust and act on them, the stronger this inner connection becomes. To access the sixth sense, Hill says you must clear your mind of fear, especially the 6 basic fears: fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health, fear of loss of love, fear of old age, and fear of death. Fear clogs the channel. Faith opens it. Every time you act from faith, confidence, and purpose, you strengthen your connection with infinite intelligence. Every time you dwell in doubt and negativity, you weaken it. That's why people who live with gratitude, faith, and high emotional energy tend to be more intuitive. Their minds are clearer and more receptive to guidance. Hill offers several practical steps to awaken your inner guidance system. 1. Practice stillness and reflection. Spend a few minutes each day in silence. No distractions, no phones. Calm your mind, focus on your goal, and ask yourself important questions. Then listen, not with logic, but with awareness. Answers will often arise as gentle insights or feelings.
2. Use imagination deliberately. Visualize your success in vivid detail. As you do, ask yourself, what should my next step be? Your subconscious will begin sending hints, ideas, or gut feelings. 3. Keep a journal of intuitive flashes.
Write down moments when you feel a sudden nudge or idea. Later, review which ones turned out to be right. This trains your mind to recognize genuine intuition. 4. Surround yourself with positive energy. Negativity lowers your vibration and blocks intuitive insight. Stay around people, books, and environments that uplift your mood. 5. Trust the process. The more you act on intuitive guidance, the clearer and faster it becomes. Doubt is the enemy of intuition. Faith is its amplifier. Hill confesses that some of the most successful moments in his life came when he followed his sixth sense, even when logic disagreed. He wrote that during his most difficult years, when he was financially broke and uncertain, he would suddenly receive a flash of direction that guided his next move. And each time he obeyed that inner voice, doors opened. Each time he ignored it, opportunities slipped away. He didn't consider this supernatural. He considered it a natural law of mind that anyone could access through discipline, clarity, and faith. Hill also explains that the sixth sense is the hallmark of true genius. All great inventors, artists, and visionaries, from Edison and Ford to Shakespeare and Da Vinci, operated through inspiration. Logic alone can't produce originality. Logic is limited to what's already known. The sixth sense, however, connects you to what is not yet known, to new possibilities waiting to be discovered. When your mind is aligned with infinite intelligence, your imagination stops being random and becomes creative. You start receiving ideas that carry power, purpose, and timing. That's what makes the difference between average thinking and genius insight. Once you begin to live guided by intuition, you no longer chase success. You flow toward it. You make decisions more confidently. You sense which opportunities are right and which are distractions. You feel a deeper sense of peace knowing that you're supported by something greater than logic. Hill assures readers that this principle isn't just for the few. It's for anyone who is open, disciplined, and spiritually aware enough to listen. He writes, "Through the sixth sense, one may communicate with infinite intelligence. This principle is the apex of the philosophy outlined in this book. It can be understood only by those who apply the other principles." So in essence, the sixth sense is the reward for mastering all that came before it. The sixth sense is not about predicting the future. It's about aligning your mind so perfectly with your goals and the universal laws of success that inspiration becomes natural. When you think positively, act decisively, and maintain unwavering faith, infinite intelligence starts to guide your path in subtle but powerful ways. That quiet whisper you hear, that sudden idea you feel excited about, that's your sixth sense in action. The bridge between your human mind and the divine source of wisdom. Hill's message is timeless. When you are ready for it, the sixth sense will reveal itself to you. So don't chase it, prepare for it. And when it comes, trust it completely. The secret of wealth, happiness, and greatness lies not in the world around you, but in the world within you. Change your thoughts, and your world will change automatically. Because success doesn't start with opportunity, it starts with belief. And as Hill famously wrote, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." This is your moment to stop wishing and start growing. You already have everything you need within you. Now it's time to think and grow rich.